what are your name and pronouns?
I go by DanKayur on here, totally not named Dan on Twitch. Feel free to call me Dan if you want, or Dan is always popular. Currently, she, her, but changes depending on which model I'm feeling at the time, basically.
And how do you identify?
The term I use is quantum gender. It's
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it has a little bit of history to it, because quantum gender is what I go by. I don't know if anyone else has used it. It's very much a me thing. What it comes down to is I never really felt I connected with the term gender fluid. It seemed a bit, it seemed like a sliding scale, whereas I'm this me, or I'm this me, and not really much in between. Yeah, so one of the things I regularly do is sort of a jokey double-speed Sonic speedrun. And I always need a friend there to chat to, because otherwise I get too into it. I get just pretty overworked on it and sort of make myself ill, basically.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's just sort of jokey conversation on the side, and a lot of times my past as a physicist comes up, partially just because of the whole walls are a suggestion thing. And so, yeah, there's a lot of talk of quantum physics. One of my friends on there sort of jokingly suggested it. I'm like, not sure on that as a term. Seems a bit iffy. Not entirely sure how respectful this is even, but at the same time,
yeah.
You're a non-binary person coming on saying this. You probably have more experience with that than I do. And I, as the physicist, I guess I'll look at what it means and, oh god damn it, that's me, isn't it? This is how a lot of things go for me, as it starts out as a silly joke here or there, and then I look into it and realize, actually, no, that's a serious part of me.
Can you tell me a bit about your VTuber model or persona?
It's me.
I love it. And so, do you have like two different models that you use?
Yeah, this is female me, we have male me here.
Oh, that's so cool.
Originally, the plan was that I'd actually use my physical self to display this me, and the model just for the female me. But, again, during a random speedrun, a friend of mine just made this for me, so...
That's awesome. Very good friend you have there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. But thank you for sharing that. That's really cool. I actually was thinking about doing something similar. So it's a work in progress. It's a lot.
Nice.
So that's really cool. It's nice to see that somebody else has implemented that and like made it really themselves. So, in that case, how did you ensure that your model represented you as a person? Or models in this case.
I mean, you'll see the lab coat is sort of a lot my physics background. Also, just I really like lab coats in general. But 3D glasses come from... Until the age of 12, I actually had no 3D vision whatsoever.
Oh.
Which apparently is a condition that's fairly common if you're born with your eyes facing apart. And it's not corrected early, but I never had that, so I don't know why that happened to me. Yeah, I watched a documentary on it once, and somebody looking up at a cherry tree, seeing the blossoms fall, and finally seeing the depth for the first time at 40. And sort of getting an idea of 3D from there. For me, though, it was the Spy Kids movie. Yeah, I still have the glasses from it in my desk, even.
Oh, that's so cool. Just like one of your favorite movies as a kid, or...
Yeah, I really liked the series, and the third one was a massive formative moment, because it was my first time seeing full depth.
But did it anything like change that like allowed you to see full depth, or?
And I guess I was always able to see the fake 3D. I don't know, but from there I just sort of slowly developed a better perception of it. You'll see also there's the stripes down the left arm. Those are based on scars that I have, and specifically the freckles stretched across them.
Oh.
Yeah, something in my visual perception meant I didn't see a glass door was closed while I wasn't looking.
Oh no!
On a holiday.
Oh no!
And yeah.
Oh, that sounds so painful. Oh no!
It's one of those weird ones where it's not for the first half hour.
Oh, and then you're like, oh yeah, this hurts.
Yeah.
Ow. Ow. Man, okay, well, thank you for sharing the lore behind that. That's really interesting. Seems you're as clumsy as I am.
Yeah, perhaps so. But yeah, there's a little bit of a saber cat theme from that.
Well, I like the glasses on top is the same from your male version as well. That's really cool.
Yep.
I love that.
If we look at the 1 second, I think it's these buttons, you get the full me, so you can see the lab coat. It's worn differently. It's a little bit more skirt-like, but it's still very much the same lab coat on both.
Oh, that's so cool. So you made sure to incorporate bits of each model in each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. Oh, I love that. Very consistent. Very nice. And you can tell that you express yourself in different ways, whether male or female. I think that's really fucking cool. Man,
I can
very
also,
inspiring.
I think this one toggles the gloves.
Oh, that's so cool. I love the gloves. They're super cute. Plus, like fingerless gloves are adorable regardless.
Yeah, I'm not
just
sure
neat.
entirely why they go with this specific version of me, but they do.
Not every detail has to be consistent. If you like it, you like it.
Yep.
And what drew you to VTubing, and do you find it rewarding?
So my first experience seeing VTubing was, like for a lot of people, Kizuna Eye. I did not get it at all. Just pure and simple. It wasn't till later seeing the English Hololive people that I got a bit more of an idea of just sort of the real wholesome conversations that can go on in there. And even then, it wasn't actually till I just randomly came across somebody on my Steam friends list, VTubing, who was a trans woman, and just seeing her express herself through that it finally clicked what this meant and how this could actually be self-expression.
It's always interesting to hear like the different ways that people like experience like, you know, their first time into VTubing and how it really truly like affects them, like, you know, like their personal experiences, because everyone's gonna have a different experience, and yet everyone at every single time is always shocked, like, wow, I could do this to express myself without needing to change myself IRL, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
I think it's especially helpful for like gender fluid or you know, non-binary individuals who struggle to like, you know, express themselves properly in their IRL self.
Yeah.
So, can you share some of the highs and lows of your journey being gender non-conforming in the VTubing space?
Emotionally, a lot of them are just sort of getting the art for the first time actually experiencing being yourself with the model, and just the joy of that. But it has also been really nice meeting people, playing various inclusive visual novels and getting an idea of what this side of me is like through that. Yeah, that's been a lot of the positives. Negative-wise, I feel like I haven't experienced that much. I've somehow mostly managed to stay away from a lot of the horrible bots and creeps you get.
Yeah. And people have like, you haven't really experienced much of like the harassment that some people experience in VTubing.
No,
specifically because of being gender non-conforming.
I've seen friends who have, but never directly.
Thankfully you've dodged that though.
Yeah.
Ah, man, it must really suck seeing your friends go through that though. Like, even if you're not the one experiencing it yourself, it really does suck. Well, I'm assuming the positives outweigh the negatives though, considering you're still doing it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm glad to hear it. Love having you in the community. You seem like a very lovely person to be around.
Yes.
Okay, so then, would you say that VTubing has helped you discover more about yourself?
Absolutely. Most of what I've discovered about myself in this regard has come from either VTubing or interacting with my stream audience, so...
Anything in particular that you can think of that you're like, man, if I hadn't done this whole VTubing thing, I would have never have known this about myself? What would you say to somebody who was looking at VTubing as an option to being their truest self in content creation?
I'd definitely say go for it. I guess the big thing is be sure that the you that you get a model for and everything is the you want to be beforehand. If you want, start out getting art of yourself, be a PNG for a little bit, see how that goes. Because I've seen a bunch of people where getting stuck with a model you don't feel fits you is really miserable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you find a you that fits, it's a glorious feeling.
Oh, yeah. I'd have to 100% agree with that.
Oh.
So your advice is take your time.
Find the self you want to be. But
Anything else that you want to add before I end the recording?
not specifically that I can think of.